Hey guys, and welcome back to my second Halloween tutorial. Today I am bringing you this look. I got a request to do a devil tutorial, and the thing with that is I have neither the skill nor the resources to paint my entire body red, so I kind of just didn't do that, but I kind of stuck with the same theme with like some red and some black, bringing darkness. Has absolutely nothing to do with the fact that I haven't washed my brushes since I filmed my Harlequin tutorial. But that's beside the point. So I did this little like halo eye and then this gold. My thought process was kind of like devil, kind of dirty. They have yellow teeth. So I thought, how can I add in that contrast in color? So that's what happened here. I just added in some kind of like irregular dots, did like a really massive inner corner point, and just, as you can see, it's a little bit dramatic. Probably still quite everyday, but you know, if you want to see how I got this look, keep watching. So if you watched my last tutorial, which PS you should, this bit may get a little bit repetitive. I'm just going in with the dark pink shade as a transition. This eyeshadow is quickly becoming one of my favorite ones. It's from H&M. If you saw my H&M haul, it just blends out so nicely. So I'm using that as a transition shade, and then I'm going to go in with a red pigment in my crease, and I'm going to make this really dramatic because I want that kind of like red devil kind of feel. And I'm also blending it kind of in really into my inner corner, almost onto the bridge of my nose, because I want it to be really dramatic, and it also kind of creates a nose contour without really doing a nose contour, so you kind of get that like snatched look without actually having to do that much. I don't know, I just thought it looked kind of cool and just like really dramatic and stuff. Now I'm just taking a black pencil eyeliner and I'm using that to map out the shape of where I want my eyeshadows to go. I tend to do this with all eyeshadow looks, but generally with halo eyes, just because it makes it a bit easier to decide where you want the lighter part to be, to make sure that it's centered, it's not slightly askew, it's not too big, it's not too small. So I'm just filling in that center part with red because that's the color that I'm going to put there, and then I'm pressing on top of that a black shimmery eyeshadow. The reason I'm using shimmer is just because I felt like if I went in with matte, it would just be a bit boring and same on same old. I just wanted something slightly different and more glam, obviously, because it's me. Struggles of being a makeup junkie, you just always find glitter somewhere about your person. So I'm using a small pencil brush now just to diffuse that colour slightly, and you do want to be careful when you're blending with shimmery shadows, as you can sometimes lose the pigment and just get a lot of glitter. You know how I mentioned I couldn't be bothered to wash my brushes? You're about to see that come back to haunt me. Oh, why is it gone gold? No! Fuck. Fuck. It's gone gold. I don't want it to be gold. I want it to be black. Fuck my life. Well, at least on the right side, gold ties in with my color scheme. So yeah, to avoid colours mixing, the lesson here is always wash your brushes. And of course, you know, like for hygiene and stuff as well, but that's not really that important. All you're seeing me do here is just go back in with all those same brushes I used before just to blend out all of my colours. Now I'm going to wet my brush with some setting spray that has a little bit of red pigment, and I'm going to add that to the centre of my lid to complete the halo effect. Look how gorgeous that is. Oh, it's just beautiful. It's just so shiny and it's so red. And now I'm just taking that same brush that I just packed it on with. Now that there's slightly less product on it, I'm just going to flip it from side to side and run over each edge to try and blend it better into the black. Then I'm going to go back in with that same pencil brush that I have cleaned and put more black on, just to make sure those two colours are blended really nicely together. And then I'm going to diffuse that red colour slightly into my crease, but like I was saying before, I don't want too much shimmer in my crease because that can get messy real quick. So here I'm just lining my waterline and really heavily lining my lower lash line. Then just taking a smudge brush with that same black eyeshadow and lots of it and really smoking that out. You can see that I'm not going all the way into the inner corner, just because I want to leave a little gap there for when I do the inner corner point. It will make it more effective. And I'm also dragging out that colour slightly to kind of make a second wing, and then I'm going to smoke that out at the bottom with some more red so the whole look looks very cohesive. Now I'm using a black liquid eyeliner. I'm not going to draw a wing just because I think the eyeshadow is winged out and kind of dramatic enough. It doesn't need one. I'm just adding a line along my lash line for my eyelashes to rest on, and you'll later see that I actually forget to put those on. But this look is dramatic enough, I kind of just didn't notice. So you don't really need them if you're not that comfortable with wearing eyelashes. And now I'm just drawing that inner corner point that I was talking about. You do really want to take your time with this, because if that fucks up and you've done the rest of your makeup, yeah, you're kind of screwed. But then also the good thing about this is that, like I'm doing here, as you can see, I'm messing it up and it's just gradually getting bigger and bigger and bigger. But it's okay. I went with it. Just checking myself out there. At this point, I thought the look was a little bit boring and like seen before. So I took this gold liquid liner and just kind of went ham with some dots. There's really no method to this. I just kind of went with some random ones. I started with more bigger kind of lumps, I guess you could call them, and then I kind of saw where there were some gaps or where it needed a bit more filling, and I just kind of went in with some smaller ones. And then I did the same on the lower lash line, kind of like golden tears. I don't know, I just kind of wanted to accentuate the halo effect, so I thought if I added the gold accent in the center, it would make the eyes look bigger and rounder. I don't know if it worked, but that was kind of my thought process. So yeah, for this kind of makeup look, you definitely want to do your face makeup first, because if you'd seen in one of my previous tutorials, I did glitter tears, and I didn't think to do that after I did my face, and then I tried to do makeup around it, and it was just kind of a hot mess, really. So don't make that mistake. Do your face first. So I'm now applying this lipstick, which is actually called Vampire, and that's kind of what gave me my idea for the next thing you're about to see, which is fake blood. I figured with this color scheme, if you didn't want to go down the whole kind of devil route, you could like make it vampire. So I'm making my own fake blood. I'm just taking a couple of liquid lipsticks. The first one was from ColourPop, and that's because it has a nice liquidy consistency. Then I'm adding a little bit of the one that you've just seen, and then a slightly lighter red before that, just so that it was the kind of color that I wanted. Then I'm going to mix that with a little bit of Inglot Duraline, just to make it more liquidy and so I can pour it over my face. And by the way, this bottle that I'm using is an old Inglot Duraline bottle, so it has the kind of dropper. And then I'm just gonna randomly just drop it around my mouth and gonna hope that it looks like blood. And it kind of worked. I surprised myself at that point. I had to kind of keep a straight face, but inside I was shook. Tried to do a little lip drip there. Yeah, that didn't really work. So that is it for the final look. I hope you enjoyed this little random twist that I put in the end. Honestly, when I started filming this, I had no idea that this is where it was going to end up. Even when I was doing the thing with the lipstick and the Duraline, in my head I was thinking, if this does not work, I'm just going to look so stupid. So I'm glad it did, in a way, sort of work. And I guess the good thing about this is that unlike fake blood, because it's just liquid lipstick, it's actually going to dry down, and then if you were to wear this out all night, it would probably pretty much stay quite well. I am a genius. I mean, I know you shouldn't really self-proclaim that, but I'm a freaking genius. And if you agree, make sure you like this video and share and comment down below and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.